And good afternoon. It's time for high school baseball. Tonight we are in Weslaco, Texas. I'm Scott Harrison. This is a K-West production. We are on YouTube, and we are at Weslaco East High School, as tonight it is going to be the Wildcats hosting the Mercedes Tigers. Of course, the Wildcats doing a nice job this season, as they are 7-3 overall and 3-0 in district as they lead District 32-5A. This is a district game tonight, and they are taking on Mercedes. They are 5-5 overall and 2-2 in district. And of course, the Wildcats, they had a big victory last week, and it was 19-0 over Donna North. So definitely their bats can answer the cause of getting a big victory, and we'll see how they do tonight against Mercedes. These teams have not faced each other yet this season. Going to be the first time for them to play. As far as pitching tonight, Alex Solis, he is going to start. He has pitched about, 9 innings this season, only given up 1 run, and that has been unearned. So he definitely has the ability to mow down the opponent batters. Of course, also a pretty good hitter. We'll talk more about that. As a matter of fact, in that victory over Donna North, every member of the starting lineup had an RBI, so a very impressive victory. And, of course, another voice you will hear tonight will be Cesar Mata. And Cesar is the PA announcer, also a coach at one of the local middle schools, coaches all kinds of sports, but tonight helping out as the public address announcer. And in just a moment, we will be getting underway. Mercedes, of course, in their brownish tops, burnt orange numerals, white pants. And tonight, Wildcats in pinstripes. Black and white are their basic colors. And stepping to the plate in just a moment is going to be Sam Lagoria. He is catching tonight, and he will be the leadoff batter, number 5, a senior. Carlos Pimentel is the head coach of Mercedes. I believe he's been there several seasons. And, of course, Mike Brown, head coach for Weslaco East. Been the leader of the team for 13 seasons. Former pro football player back in 1998 with the Chicago Bears. Big thrill for me to know that. Grew up in Chicago, was a Bears fan. But now we will get underway. And the first pitch of the night is in there for a strike. So we're underway. And again, looking forward to seeing Solis. And that is going to be another strike, so quickly ahead of the hitter. Again, we'll have to see if the catcher, Tonio Balboa, will get in and pitch it all tonight. He also is in that role. And that is a called third strike, so I believe, let's see. No, called a ball, all right. So it's going to be 1-2 for a moment. It looked like it was a called third strike. Again, it is very sunny right now, windy and sunny, so a little hard for me to see the scoreboard right now, though that'll change as nightfall hits. And that is going to be a single up the middle. So Sam Lagoria leads off with a single. And coming to bat will be number 1, the left fielder, Jonathan Barrientos, as you heard our PA announcer tell us in the background. And again, most of the players on the roster are juniors or seniors for the Mercedes Tigers. As far as I know, only 2 underclassmen. James Vega is a sophomore, and Israel Sanchez are sophomores. Everybody else is juniors or seniors. And that is going to be a strike. Corsolis Solis, I should say. Very good control pitcher. That'll be a ball. 1-1 the count. Again, that victory over Donna North, 19-0, was last Thursday. And if I recall, at least one of the innings, I believe we saw 15 runs for Weslaco East. And that ball is going to be grounded to second. Runner is tagged. And it is going to be a double play. So, nice job there. Very heads-up play by the second baseman. Caleb Escamilla tags the runner coming down the baseline and then throws the runner out at first. Unassisted put out of the runner trying to advance to second, and then, of course, throws the ball 4-3 for the putout. So, no runners on base and 2 outs. And Edgar Longoria, the third baseman, number 3, is at bat. He is also a senior. First pitch is a ball. So nice double play. Longoria, by the way, had a nice game last time out against Edkoch Elsa. Went 3 for 4. And that is going to be a fly ball. And it is an out over there in left field. So we go to the bottom of the first. No score between Mercedes and Weslaco. And in that half inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. So Jesse Lopez coming to the plate and working our scoreboard today. Coach Luis Nava, glad to have him aboard. Another gentleman that works with some, I believe, of the middle school students here in the area, and we'll, of course, get some opinions from him if we need to about whether something is an error or not. We always talk to the people. Again, they don't have microphones on, but they nod and will kind of tell us what's going on. And the first ball is lifted in the air, and it is going to be an out. Was that center or left? What I mean, was the center fielder get it? Yes. Okay, just got a little sun out there right now, so it's a little hard to see. Just wanted to make sure. I told you we would use the expertise of Coach Nava when we needed it. And so that is going to be a fly out to center field. Both the left fielder and the center fielder were converging on it, but officially F8. And now, number 8, the pitcher, Alex Solis, will come to bat. And he is also a first ball hitter. And that is going to be a single up the middle. So he gets on base. First hit of the ball game. And now we see there's going to be a pinch runner. And that's going to be Caleb Escamilla. And Coach Nava just made a good point to me. They must have been watching some tape, some film, whatever, and saw something there because both of the batters went after the first pitch from Galvan. And again, they go after the first pitch, and that is going to go down the left field line, and that is going to advance the runner to third. So a double that time for Balboa. Tonia Balboa gets a double, and Solis advances to third base. Balboa, of course, the catcher, number 24, also can pitch. Now batting is going to be the third baseman, number 2, Javi Garza. So runners in scoring position with 1 out. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Again, district 32-5A action. Weslaco East, top of the district. They are undefeated in district play. And that is going to, again, be a batter going after the first pitch, this time fouled. So all 4 of the batters swung at the first pitch from Galvan tonight. Of course, Lopez flied out, and Solis and Balboa made it to base with hits. We'll see if this is going to be a pattern the whole ball game. And the next pitch hits the batter. So the bags are jammed as Garza, hit by pitch, goes to first base. Solis on third and Balboa at second do not advance. Now here's the head coach's son coming to bat. He has a home run this season. Him and Balboa have the 2 home runs on the team so far for Weslaco East. And I'm sure he'd like to get a granny right now, grand slam. Winds are blowing out. It's gusty. We'll see what he can do at this at bat. He's the left fielder, number 16. Will he swing at the first pitch? No, that time does not. So he is the first batter not to go after the first pitch, and he, of course, is number 5 in the order. And that is going to be ball 1. Again, bags jammed, 1 out, bottom of the first, no score. Tigers and Wildcats, cat fight. And that's going to be low, ball 2. We mentioned Stephen Galvan. He has got no record this year, and he is 0-0, and so not much chances for him to be on the mound so far. I'm not sure if this is his exact first appearance, but it would at least be one of his first. Gets ready, and that is going to make the count 3-0. So 1 pitch away from forcing in the first run of the game. We'll see if Brown swings. Of course, I'm sure if his dad says no, he's not going to swing. I don't think he would disobey his dad, but again, here's the pitch, and it is inside, ball 4. So that will bring in Solis for the first run of the game. Balboa goes to third. Garza to second. And again, Mike Brown on first with the walk. Bag still jammed. And the first baseman, number 21, Nate Rivas, comes to the play. And we see Rivas is just a sophomore, plays first and third. And actually, we say Solis came in. It actually was not him. There was a pitch runner on base, Escamilla. So Caleb Escamilla was actually the one who scored. Solis got on with a hit, and then, of course, Escamilla came in to run for him. So we get ready. And that is going to be a ball 1. Score is 1-0. 2-1. 2-0, okay. All right. So correction, we actually have 2 runs in. I want to make a correction there. So it's 2-0. Again, with the scoreboard a little hard to see in the sun out still. Right. Okay, is it one? Now I'm being told there's one run, or is there two?
It's 2-0. Sure? That guy came in after the walk, right?
Yeah, but I believe it's 1-0, but yeah. Okay, I just want to make it, again, it is 1-0. Yeah. Again, just a correction on the scoreboard there. So it's actually 1-0, so we've got it straightened out now. Two-one is the count. So now we have it. Balboa is still at third. Garza at second, and Mike Brown at first. Okay, we've got it straightened out now. Rivas at bat. All right, foul back. 3-2 the count. And it's 3-2 count still. We're still trying to get a correction on the score. Now remember, guys, I know there's some talk about the score. Remember, Lopez made an out to start the game. That's fouled back. So 3-2 is the count. What I've got, guys, Lopez flied out, and then Solis singled. Balboa advanced him to third. Garza was hit by a pitch, and then Brown walked to force in the one run. That's what I've got. So I've got one run myself. Now we'll try to get this all straight. There's some dispute about how many runs are in so far. Okay, that has popped up. Oh, and it falls in left field. And coming in to score is Sean Martinez. So Martinez was running for Balboa.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Hinojosa, WISD was the right choice.
Weslaco again ahead 2-0. One out here in the first inning. Center fielder Jared Perez now stepping to the plate. Again, 2 runs in so far. Nate Rivas had that hit that dropped in with the collision that brought in the second run of the game. And then, of course, we had another runner come in when Mike Brown walked. That forced in a runner, the first runner of the game, which was a pitch runner, Caleb Escamilla. And then with a single, another pinch runner came in, Sean Martinez. He was pitch running for Balboa, and the other pinch runner was in for Alex Solis. Solis had a single and Balboa had a double. Our pitcher, of course, still in the game, Stephen Galvan. Perez, a senior. Can also pitch if needed. Playing center field tonight. Count is 2-0. Next pitch. And that is going to be a grounder to the shortstop, and he will pitch it over to second for the force out. Runner does get to first on the fielder's choice, and a run scores. So Garza comes in on the fielder's choice.
Number 11, Joseph Perez.
And coming to the plate, we'll double check in a second. Runner is going. Caught in the rundown. We'll see. A runner is going to score. But the rundown, the runner's finally tagged out. And that is the third out of the inning. But Mike Brown does come in and score. And Rivas is out. So in the bottom of the first, we have 4 runs. And as we head to the top of the second, it is Weslaco East over Mercedes 4-0.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Getting ready to come to the plate now for Mercedes. It'll be number 13, the first baseman.
Now batting for Mercedes, number 13, Gene Castañeda.
Castaneda is up. He's batting .400, one of their top hitters. He's a senior. I believe their top hitter, hitting .550, is a junior, Michael Cisneros. Wears number 4, but he isn't eligible to play tonight. And of course, that means Mercedes is missing one of their top players. It involves an incident in the last game. But again, Cisneros, one of their best players, isn't eligible to play tonight for the Mercedes Tigers. In the top of the first, there was a hit, but no damage done. And that is a called strike. 2-1. And that is going to be a swinging strike. 2-2. A double play resulted in just 3 batters coming to bat for Mercedes in the first inning, even though Longoria led off with a single. And that is a called strike 3. So that will be the first strikeout of the night for Solis, and that is going to be his 21st of the season. Ivan Flores now stepping to the plate. He's a senior. Second baseman, wears number 6. Days are longer, of course. Lights are on, of course, but still plenty of daylight. I guess eventually the sun will set, what, around 8:30 come June. I think the longest day of the year is June 21st. Still a ways off. That's a swinging strike. Can't miss Flores' bat, lime green. That's going to be high. we talked about the fact that Solis is a good control pitcher. Even when he misses, a lot of the times not far off. And that will even the count now at 2-2 outside. Weslaco East wearing their pinstripes tonight from behind kind of remind me of the New York Yankees. Some people like that, some people hate that. When you talk about the Yankees, there's no in between. Misses on the outside. 3-2. Believe this is the first time a full count has been given to a Mercedes batter. And that is a swinging strike. So Flores strikes out. First two batters of the inning strike out.
Number 14, Jeremiah Reyes.
And the center fielder, number 14, Jeremiah Reyes, is in there. At first, we thought he might have been involved in that collision, but he was not. It was the shortstop and the left fielder. We know the left fielder for sure is out of the game, but he appeared to be okay. And that's going to be a ball. Barrentes, Jonathan Barrentes, was one of the players in the collision, the left fielder in that last half inning who's come out. And that's going to be a ball, 2-0. Mike Brown was telling me that when he was a senior in college, of course, played college football before playing for the Chicago Bears. I believe he played in a couple all-star games, and that's a swinging strike. I think he was in the blue-gray game. That used to be in the Crampton Bowl before it was remodeled up in Montgomery, Alabama. That game has not existed for a long time. That used to kick off at 11 a.m. Central Time on Christmas Day. I covered it quite a few times. That is going to be 3-1 a ball. And then I believe also went to the Hula Bowl. Not too many all-star games left anymore. Actually, I went and covered one of them this year, the Senior Bowl in Mobile. I've been to that many times. And that's outside for a ball and a walk. So Reyes becomes the second base runner of the night for Mercedes. Remember, in the first inning, Sam Longoria led off with a single but was erased on a double play. 2 outs. And coming to the bat, Ryan Ruiz, the right fielder. He's a junior. Runner takes a short lead off first, catches the attention of the pitcher, and now we see Ruiz going to talk to the third base coach. Possibly, maybe they're thinking of doing a bunt or something, trying to advance the runner, but you have to wonder with 2 outs if that would be the case. I'm sure no matter what, they want the batter to be aware there is a runner on first. Well, he goes into bunt formation, pulls back, throw to first, runner is safe. Ball gets away from the first baseman, but not far enough for the runner to advance. Again, another beautiful evening for baseball. It's going to be a windy week. We've had a lot of windy weeks in the Rio Grande Valley, but nice weather. Only a 10% chance of rain today. That ball is high. 2-0. Mike Brown. Of course, head coach, as we mentioned, for 13 years. Nathan Rivas holding on the runner at first base. And that is a swinging strike. Count evens at 2-2. Appreciate everybody tuning in today on YouTube for our K-West broadcast. Outside, another full count in this inning. But remember, earlier when that happened, Solis got a strikeout. It's been feast or famine. Struck out 2, walked 1 so far, has Alex in the second inning. Throw to first, runner easily gets back. Solis wanting the runner to know he knows he's there. Again, Jeremiah Reyes. Runner goes, but it's going to be a walk. So Reyes goes to second on the walk, and Ryan Reyes is at first. And yes, Daniel Olivares did come out as a result of that collision, the shortstop, number 2. He's a senior. Devon Soto has come in to play short for him. So Barrientos and Olivares came out as a result of that collision last half inning between the left fielder and shortstop. And again, Soto is first at bat. Called strike. Again, appreciate all the fans coming out tonight. Vocal as usual, whether we're doing Panthers, Lady Panthers game, Lady Wildcats, Wildcats game, whether it's softball or baseball. Good fan support here in Weslaco. And that's a called strike. So let's see if Solis can get his 3rd strikeout of the inning, which, if my count is correct, would be his 23rd of the season. And that is a called strike. So again, we talked about it, feast or famine, either walks or strikeouts in this inning. And after the bottom, actually after the top of the second, it is Weslaco over Mercedes 4-0.
Before Christine McCleary was a physical therapist, she was an honor student at Weslaco ISD, played sports, and was a cheerleader. She graduated from Ohio State University, then physical therapy school at Texas State University. Now she is Dr. Christine McCleary at Triumph Therapy and part of the clinical faculty at UTRGV School of Medicine. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Christine McCleary, WISD was the right choice.
So, in that last half inning, Castaneda and Flores struck out. Then Reyes and Ruiz walked. A little R&R there, right? But Soto then struck out. And that is a summary of the top of the second. And, of course, we get ready for the bottom of the second. Looking at the standings, last time I got to see them, Veterans Memorial and Brownsville Porter were right behind Weslaco East in 32-5A action. Each had 3-1 district records. And then it was Mercedes next with a 2-2 record. As we mentioned earlier, Weslaco East, the only team in the district with an undefeated record. Trying to keep that alive tonight. Again, if you're just tuning in, Stephen Galvan, I believe making his first start of the season as a pitcher, an 0-0 record. He is a senior. Throws a number of different pitches. And see if he can have a little more success than he did in the first. Of course, that was a long half inning because of the injuries. And again, the sun is no longer a factor out there as far as anyone who might have trouble seeing. And Joseph Perez now comes to the plate. Big hitter. Just a sophomore. Listed as a first baseman, as a pitcher, but designated hitter tonight. And that's going to be a strike. Perez, another one of those players hitting over 300. Had 2 RBIs in that victory over Donna North. Also has a total of 5 this season. And he's hit by the pitch. So he will go to first to begin the inning.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 1, Caleb Escamilla.
Caleb Escamilla now batting. Again, runner on first, no outs. Caleb playing second base. He will bunt the ball. Nice bunt. Runner will get to second definitely. And an out at first. Nice throw from third to first that time. Give credit to Edgar Longoria as he gets the ball down to Gene Castaneda for the first out of the inning. But runner does advance to second.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 7, Jesse Lopez.
Jesse Lopez comes to bat as we're back to the top of the order. Again, Perez down at second. 1 out. Perez opened the game, flying out to center. High ball 1. Is George Zavala our flex player tonight? The right fielder? I'm just trying to check. Yeah, would he be our flex player? Yeah, I believe Zavala is our flex player. I don't remember him batting in the game so far. So it's 2-0. Again, they do have mercy rules in baseball, just like softball, but we're far away from getting anything like that. That ball outside. Three and 0 the count. Runner at second. Bunt stance. Pulls back. And will walk. So Lopez gets on base for the first time tonight. And we have runners at first and second. No outs.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 8, Alex Solis.
Alex Solis comes to the plate, singled his first time up. Of course, he's our starting pitcher. If he gets on, there'll be a pitch runner. And there was, of course, last inning. He got on base but did not score because obviously the pinch runner was on that scored for him. That's going to be a ball 1. Inside, ball, or actually strike. Okay, hit the corner. 1-1, nice pitch. Thought for a minute it was a ball. Winds are steady tonight. And that ball lofted. Center fielder comes in, makes the catch. Had to run quite a distance to get it, but finally caught up with it. And Solis flies out to the center fielder. Tonio Balboa coming up. He had a two-base hit that advanced the pitch runner for Solis to third last inning. Eventually, the pitch runner for him scored. So he's 1 for 1. Inside, ball 1. We mentioned earlier that last Friday's Monitor newspaper, he got a chance to pitch in the last game and actually was featured on the second page. Pitch. Fly ball. And it is an out. So, fly out to left. And we have Mercedes trailing Weslaco East after 2 innings, 4-0. All right. The pitcher will lead off, bottom of the order. Last batter that has not had a chance to get to the plate yet for Mercedes. Galvan, wearing number 21, is a senior. And that is going to be a strike. We mentioned last half inning, or last inning I should say, when Mercedes was at the plate, it was feast or famine. Batters either struck out or walked. 2 walks a half inning and 3 strikeouts for Solis. And that's 0-2. Solis started out the top of the second with a strikeout. See if he can do the same now. That just misses. You heard a few people in the back row and go, ooh. And actually, catcher is going to go out there and talk Balboa. And of course, those guys can have interesting conversations because both actually pitch. So they both know what it's like to be on the mound. Again, 1-2. Leadoff batter here in the 3rd inning. And that is a called strike, drop, 3rd strike, but easily we see Balboa throw the ball down to first to Rivas, and there is the out. Back to the top of the order, and Sam Longoria comes to bat. Has the only hit of the night so far for Mercedes. Led off the game with a single. But since that time, the only other batters to make base were via the walk, 2 walks in the second. Sam Longoria, senior. Where's number 5? Ball 1. And that will be hit crisply to the shortstop. You heard the ping of the aluminum bat. And nice throw from short to first for the out. So now there's 2 outs. Yes, it was a beautiful play. Lopez down to Rivas at first. And so now coming to the bat is John Rosales. He, of course, came in for Barrientos after that collision where Barrientos and Oliveras came out of the game in the first inning. So this will be the first at bat. First at bat for and the first pitch was a strike, and so was that one. Again, Rosales in there with 2 outs. One and 2 the count after that strike. We'll have to see if we'll have a complete game tonight or not. Possibly Balboa could come in later. Coach Brown would not commit either way when we talked to him before the game. What might happen pitching wise. 2 and 2 the count right now. High. 3 and 2 full count. Again, 2 outs, top of the third. Wind up in the pitch. And that is going to be over to the first baseman. And he is going to make an unassisted putout to end the inning. So we've played 2.5. And it is Weslaco East over Mercedes 4-0.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
And the third baseman will lead off.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 2, Javi Garza.
Javi Garza. Again, hit by a pitch to keep the first inning alive. That ball's inside, ball 1. A couple players hit by pitches tonight for Weslaco East, Garza, and then last inning, we also saw Perez get on base, leading off the inning with being hit by a pitch. Ball 2. Again, compliment Weslaco East on their press facilities. Here, nice little press box they have, and of course, good looking field. The softball field and the baseball field are connected to each other. One's on one side of the athletic complex, and of course the softball field just next door. Two and 1 the count. Looks like he was hit by the pitch. So that is the 3rd time that has happened tonight.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 16, Mike Brown.
Mike Brown coming to the plate. He walked in the first inning. Again, scored on that rundown that ended the inning, but he got in before Rivas was tagged out. Runner has the lead off. First ball outside. Brown, one of the two players with a home run this season for Weslaco East. That'll be high. At times, Galvan has had some control problems, but again, we mentioned, has had not much experience on the mound this season. Earlier we mentioned he throws a couple different fastballs, 2-seam and 4-seam. Also changeup, curve, and working on developing a slider. Throw to first base, long leadoff, but runner gets back in time. Dive back into first, but did get back fairly easily. 3-0 the count. Batter squares up to bunt, pulls back, and walks. So Garza moves to second, Brown on first. Mike Brown picks up his second walk of the night.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 21, Nate Rivas.
Matter of fact, Brown is the only player that has drawn walks tonight for Weslaco East. And Nate Rivas, who singled in the first, now at bat. Got no outs, runners at first and second. Inside, ball one. Jared Perez would be next. Pitcher takes too much time, batter steps out. Pitch inside. Of course, we're in the middle of March Madness, basketball-wise. I doubt anybody's brackets still exist. Everybody even predicted that all things would go crazy this year in the NCAA men's basketball tournament. That ball fouled back. Fouled off, I should say. Toward left field. My alma mater got eliminated last night, Ohio University, but again, glad to see they at least made it to the second round. After doing the Weslaco girls softball game, in which they won last night, watched a little bit of the Alabama game. Alabama looks as dominant in basketball as they do in football. And this time, the outfielder falls down, and that is going to result in at least a double. 2-run score. And so now Weslaco has increased their lead to 6-0. Garza comes in,
For Weslaco East, number 5,
and so does
Perez.
Nate Rivas, or excuse me, Mike Brown and Garvas come in, following Rivas' double. Looked like the left fielder had some trouble with his footing, but that will be called a hit. And that will score 2 runs. 2 RBIs now for Rivas. And the score is now 6-0. Pitch is high. Jared Perez at bat. Still no outs. And that ball will be lofted up towards center. And that will be an out. Jeremiah Reyes with the putout. Runner does not advance, so 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Runner still at second.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 11, Joseph Perez.
Joseph Perez now comes to the plate, the designated hitter. Was hit by a pitch to lead off the second. Perez had 2 RBIs in the win over Donna North. That pitch high over his head. Ball 1. Perez. Looks like he's got some power there. He does. He will clobber that ball to center field, but good play by the center fielder. He was well positioned. And the runner will advance to third. So Perez got some metal on the ball. Hit it hard to center field, but it was an out. Still, Rivas tags up and goes to third. So runner on third with 2 outs. 6-0 lead for Weslaco East. That'll be fouled off. Caleb Escamilla at bat. Second baseman. Foul tip, 0-2. Ball low, 1-2. And that ball will be foul, out of play, appears. Stays alive. I actually found a foul ball today, I guess, right outside the stadium. I'll return it after the game, but maybe it'll bring good luck. I don't know. We have it sitting up here as a companion in the booth tonight. Again, good battle between the pitcher and batter. Batter. Batter tips it away to stay alive. And it looks like that foul ball may have nicked the catcher, Sam Longoria. Carlos Pimentel comes out to check to make sure his catcher's all right. He is. He'll stay in. Little stinger there, but he'll be okay. And we hear some of the fans saying, "You got this, Caleb." He's been battling to stay alive, not to strike out. That ball's high now, 2-2. Of course, if he gets on back to the top of the order, Jesse Lopez. Here's some of the fans yelling, "Good eye." Remember, he's really worked for this to get it to a full count. Really battled, fouling off those balls, trying not to strike out. I wish I kept count of how many fouls he's had at this at bat. I'm sure we're in double digits as far as how many pitches have been thrown in this at bat. Again, 3-2 count. I know I read somewhere where they want to have a limit maybe in Major League Baseball during spring training. Didn't someone the other day foul off like 22 pitches or something during at bat in spring training? And some people think maybe that's not necessary in spring training. Now, this is a regular game here, but we're talking about spring training in Major League Baseball. And finally, he walks. So that was a real battle. And Escamilla comes up with the victory there, getting the walk.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 7, Jesse Lopez.
Jesse Lopez is up. He walked last time after flying out to center to start the game. Lopez, of course, we mentioned, was featured on the front page of the sports section last Friday in the Monitor newspaper out of McAllen. They did a story on the victory in district play of Weslaco East over Donna North, 19-0. Pitcher thinks about throwing to third, but again, there's nobody covering the base, so do have runners at the corners, first and third with 2 outs. That's high. And you wonder how long Galvin can go tonight. Again, we said he doesn't have much experience pitching this year. Don't know if there's any kind of limit in pitches for him. We'll have to wait and see. That's fouled back. 1-1. But you know he's thrown probably 20, 30 pitches in this half inning alone. And of course, the first was very long because of the injury problems. So he's been out there a lot tonight. That ball's high. And a couple more balls and we'll have the bases loaded. 2-1 the count. That's 3-1. I know we were talking about the NCAA. I don't know if you call them a sleeper team, but I gotta like Villanova. I think I mentioned this last night. Every time they get past the second round with their current coach, they win the national championship. We're talking about NCAA men's basketball. And there we go. We talked about it a moment ago. Bags are jammed. Another walk. Lopez draws his second walk of the evening.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 8, Alex Solis.
Starting pitcher Alex Solis comes up now for Weslaco. Had a single in the first hit of the game for Weslaco East. Flied out in his second at bat to center field. And it looks like we may be getting a new pitcher.
Before Christine McCleary was a physical therapist, she was an honor student at Weslaco ISD, played sports, and was a cheerleader. She graduated from Ohio State University, then physical therapy school at Texas State University. Now she is Dr. Christine McCleary at Triumph Therapy and part of the clinical faculty at UTRGV School of Medicine. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Christine McCleary, WISD was the right choice.
Again, bases are loaded. Yeah, I guess if with the win tonight, maybe there'll be like some kind of, what is it, thing where I got to keep doing this till they lose. No, I wouldn't take Joey's job. All right, first pitch is high. I know baseball players are very superstitious. That I do know. I used to work in minor league baseball, and there were all kinds of superstitions. All right, we got 2 outs. Bags are jammed. Ivan Flores at the plate. And that is going to be a long hit. And that is back to the wall. And that is going to score 3 runs. But the runner does get back to second base. Excuse me, Solis. I apologize. Solis up at bat. And he gets a double that clears the bases. So 3 RBIs for Solis on that hit. 3-run double. That's his second hit of the night. So he now has 3 RBIs. Tonio Balboa comes up. A pinch runner will come in for him. And it's now 9-0. A lead, a commanding lead now for the home team. Balboa 1 for 2. He doubled his first trip to the plate. So at least we knew that he had some good skills at the plate as well as his pitching ability, and he's definitely demonstrating it tonight. And that ball will go down left field line, and that is going to score the pinch runner. Looks like it's going to be a double. It is. And the runner comes in to score. That was Jacob Rodriguez. So now another pinch runner will come in. Sean Martinez. And the score is now 10-0.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 2, Javi Garza.
So give Balboa his second double of the night, 2 out of 3. Javi Garza now coming in. That ball outside. And I know he's been hit by a pitch at least once, and maybe both times he's been up. I'll have to double check that. So again, 6 runs here in the third after 4 in the first. It is now 10-0. Weslaco East leading. A 1-0 the count. Excuse me, 2-0 the count. Second baseman. Staying close to the bag as the pinch runner is leading off the bag. Takes a little bit of a lead off. Any kind of hit he wants a chance to score. Oh, and that'll hit the batter. That's at least the second time Garza's been hit. I believe it. Yeah, it is the second time.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 16, Mike Brown.
If I've got my stats correctly, he got hit by a pitch in the first. I think he singled on his second at bat and now got hit by a pitch again. Mike Brown comes to the plate. So we have runners at first and second. Still 2 outs. Brown has walked during his 2 trips to the plate. This time he is going to crack it into the outfield past the outstretched third baseman. And the bags are jammed. Hit it so hard, runner could not try to score. From second.
Now batting for Weslaco
So Brown gets his first hit of the night.
Nate Rivas.
Nate Rivas is up. And he is 2 for 2 tonight. Single and a double. Bags are jammed. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Outside. Remember, any type of wild pitch has the potential to score a run. Ball 2. 2 balls away from forcing it in a run. And that ball is going to be fair down the left field line. We are going to get at least 2 runs in. So that is going to be a double that scores 2 runs. The pitch runner for Balboa came in. So did Garza. And Brown advances to third.
Number 5, Jared Perez.
And Jared Perez comes up. I believe so. So it's now 12-0. 8 runs here in the third. And Rivas is 3 for 3. Jared Perez is up. Inside. Again, runners in scoring position with 2 outs. And ball will be fouled off. Again, it's been a couple weeks since I've covered a baseball game, but I know in the girls' softball games, if you score 15 in 3 innings, that's the mercy rule. So I don't know if it's similar in boys' baseball or not. It may be. But I know last night we had the mercy rule in a Weslaco girls' softball game. And that is going to be popped toward left center field. And it is going to fall. And we are going to get a double and 2 runs score. So it's now 14-0. Jared Perez with a double that scores 2. Brown and Rivas come in. And it is now 14-0.
Weslaco East, number 11, Joseph Perez.
Joseph Perez comes to the plate. He's been hit tonight by the pitch. Designated hitter. Again. If the mercy rule's in effect here and the runner comes in, I believe that'll be the game. But so, again, this could be very critical at bat for Perez. If he gets an RBI single, I believe the game is over. And he's been hit by the ball before. But, of course, that was by a different pitcher, not by Soto, who has come in this inning to take over. Has struggled, obviously. Tough situation to be in. That is outside. You have to come in because a couple players collide and there's injuries, and then you have to play short. Didn't know you were going to play, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you have to go in and be pitcher. So I have to feel for Devon Soto. It's a tough situation. I'll give him a lot of credit, actually. 14-0 the score. That's going to be a strike. 2-2. Of course, if Weslaco wins, they'll go to Weslaco East, that is. They'll go to 8-3, 4-0 in district. They'll be the only undefeated team still in 32-5A. That's outside. Full count. And if the Tigers lose, they'll drop to 5-6 overall and 2-3 in district. Full count. And that's going to be a walk. So Perez on base again.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 10, Edward Villa.
Edward Villa now in the game. He is a sophomore. And he is a third baseman. So he's coming into the game. He comes in, I believe, for Escamilla. That is high. Again, 10 runs here in the bottom of the third. Outside. Is this a good prospect player here? Yeah, I was just talking to Luis Nava, who's a coach here running the scoreboard. And he tells me that you coached him at one point?
Yes, sir. Eighth grade, we won outright district championship.
All right, he just said, Coach Nava, that they won the outright district championship when he was an 8th grader, right? What, middle school?
Quaid Middle School.
What's that?
Quaid Middle School.
Quaid Middle School, at Quaid Middle School. So just getting some information from Coach Nava up here about this young player. So he definitely knows about being a champion. One district at middle school, Quaid Middle School, right? I'm talking about the young player that's up right now. And that is a ball 4. So we now have the bags jammed. And again, good eye there by Edward Villa.
Number 7, Jesse Lopez.
Jesse Lopez is up, and we know what Jesse can do. Of course, he's walked his last 2 at-bats. And should he walk again this time, I believe the game will be over. So no room for error here. Jesse hitting over 400 this season. That's high. Ball 1. Appreciate all the hospitality Weslaco East has shown me tonight and the K-West crew. Our on-site producer tonight, Val Zamora, handling things just like he did last night at Weslaco for the girls' softball game. Appreciate his efforts. And, of course, Vinny Barry, always very professional, taking care of our videography, get all the great shots. Even reminded me today, sent me a text that the game started at 6 so that I wouldn't be late, because a lot of times the game started at 6:30, but this is a 6 o'clock start. Appreciate his professionalism there. And again, it's 2-1 the count. Of course, Carlos Robledo, our director at K-West, keeping all this together. That ball will be fouled out. Mike Palacios. He works quite a bit as a technical director for a lot of the broadcasts. And we keep in touch all week about the schedule. Appreciate the efforts of all these people making things happen and helping me out. And, of course, the K-West secretary, Mina Garcia, making sure we have all our rosters, getting them over to Vinny for the games. We appreciate the efforts of all these people. That ball will be tipped foul, 2-2. Again, a big at bat. Game could end in just a moment or head to the 4th inning. We'll see. Here's the pitch. It's outside. Ball 3. No understatement when I say this is a very important pitch. And we'll see what happens. And that is going to be, is that going to be a wild pitch or a walk? So we're going to have to wait and see. Was that, so that was a walk, right? So it's 15.
It was a strike. He swung at it.
All right.
The catcher missed it.
All right.
So he has the right to try to make the first base.
Mm-hmm.
And he made it. It was a wild pitch.
Now batting for Weslaco
All right.
East,
So
number 13.
it was a third. It was a third. I'm just talking to one of our associates up here. It was a third. It was a strikeout, but the pitcher. I'm sorry, the catcher fumbled it. Was it considered a wild pitch or a drop third strike or what? Wild pitch, and so the runner came in from third, and the batter got to first. Okay. I want to clarify that. And the game continues. At bat is Jesus Ramirez, a junior outfielder. So apparently is not the mercy rule in effect here tonight? Okay. Yeah, we're not clear. And again, we're not trying to mislead anybody. But obviously the game is continuing. That's outside. And actually, a couple of Rodriguez's on the squad. I don't know if they're related or not. Also Jose Rodriguez.
What was that? A ball?
Yeah.
All right, so it's calling 2-2. 2-2? Yeah.
We believe the count's 2-2. Again, 2 outs. $11 runs in this half inning. And you can hear the fans maybe in the background saying good eye. And again, remember, a lot of players just coming in for their first at bat, so they're not warmed up in a sense of having a couple at bats to see how the pitcher's doing. They have to come right in, and they're knowing when to take and when to swing. Runners are moving, and that is going to be a foul ball. 3-2, everybody in motion. That's one of the most fun plays in baseball. When the bags are jammed and the 2 outs and 3-2 count, everybody's in running. The merry-go-round is going. So I don't know if you're a runner or if you're a base runner how many times you want to see that or be in that situation. The ball keeps getting fouled off. I guess you get your exercise in. You get your laps in, so to speak. All right, 3-2 still the count. Runners in motion. And that is going to be inside. That is going to be a ball, and that is going to draw in another run. So Joseph Perez just came in. And again, it's 16-0. And again, we're wondering maybe if the mercy rule doesn't come into effect until the close of the inning. Everything's different. All right, we'll have to see. Well, we've seen it like in girls softball when they hit 15, the game is over. But again, everything's different.
Don't turn the board off right away after the game. I'd like to shoot it. Sure.
So again, we're going to have a conference at the mound. If you're a Weslaco East fan, one thing you can say is that it's a good chance for a lot of younger players again, like we're talking to Coach over here. You know, a lot of the players he's seen back when he was coaching them in middle school. They're getting a chance to play tonight. That's what happened last night. And again, I know the schools are a little bit of rivals, but I do like to give parallels. Last night at Weslaco, Lady Panthers wound up with a game that wound up being with a mercy rule, but every player got to get in. every player on the Lady Panthers squad got to play. So that was good to see. And we, again, I'm here and I pull for both schools to do well. They're in different districts now, and so I try to make sure that, we give support to both schools. I know K-West definitely does. And again, it's good to see some of the players, even for Mercedes, they're getting a chance to get a lot of their players in. We didn't like to see the fact that some got in because of injuries. That's not good. But at the plate right now is Tonio Balboa, and he is going to take a big cut. Yeah, I've just heard that he had a homer against. I know he had a homer. He had a homer against San Benito. Where was that? Here, and where did he hit it? Over left field, right over the fence in left field. That was a hard hit, huh? Yeah. Okay, our Mr. Mata, our PA announcer, Cesar Mata, is telling us about the home run. You've heard him in the background all night on the PA public address. I always use some of the slang, but I have to remember not everybody might know what a PA means. Of course, that's public address. So it's a 2-1 count, and that is going to be fouled back. 2-2. Again, new pitcher, Marcos Gonzalez. And it's funny, we haven't had to turn the lights on yet in here. The days are getting longer. Again, 16-0 the score. And that is going to be tapped up through center field. And that will score 2 runs at least. And it's going to be a double, I think. Did they get him at third? Or what happened there? All right, we had 2 runs come in. They caught Balboa at third, okay. So that is finally the end of the inning. After 3, it is now 18-0. We see Weslaco East over Mercedes.
Before Dania Pulido became an attorney, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a member of the National Honor Society and a cheerleader. She earned her degree from St. Mary's University, then graduated from St. Mary's University School of Law. Now she is Dania Pulido, attorney at law for Texas Legal Services Center in Austin. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dania Pulido, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
And we get ready for the 4th. So Lee's still in there. So he may be going the distance. And we begin the 4th inning of play again. Weslaco East up over Mercedes 18-0.
Edgar Longoria.
Edgar Longoria coming to the plate. We mentioned Edgar had a good game his last game. Went 3 for 4. Had a double and home run against Ed Koch Elsa. And very strong hitter. That was solid to short, but right to the shortstop. And that's going to be a 6-3 out, short to first. So first out of the 4th inning.
Now batting for Mercedes, number 13, Gene Castañeda.
Gene Castaneda is now up. Ivan Flores will be next. Four runs for Weslaco East in the first, 14 in the third. Held scoreless in the second. Foul, right side, 0-1. And that is going to be a fly ball. Good position by the right fielder, and that's an out. I believe that's George Zavala playing right field.
Now batting for Mercedes, number 6, Ivan Flores.
Ivan Flores up with 2 outs. He'll foul that off. Again, Weslaco East trying to go 4-0 in district. Oh, 0-2 the count. Outside. 1-2. Appreciate Coach Brown for talking with me before the game, giving me good insights. Also, Carlos Pimentel, head coach of Mercedes. Enjoyed talking with both gentlemen tonight. Batter stays alive. Still 1-2. Been some nice evenings for baseball and softball. Support your teams when you can. Of course, a windy night. Two and two the count. You have to really anchor down my papers tonight or they'll blow off. 3-2. Full count, and that's going to be a walk. Flores walks to keep the inning alive.
Now batting for Mercedes, number 14, Jeremiah Reyes.
Jeremiah Reyes is next. He's walked in this game. Center fielder. Not many base runners tonight. I can only remember one hit so far in this game for Mercedes. That was Sam Longoria, led off with a single. Been several walks. Number of strikeouts. At least 4 strikeouts I remember. Throw to first, runners back. Snap throw from the catcher. Called strike, 2-1. That ball, shortstop has it, throw to first, and gets by the first baseman. Runners will advance to second and third. It was a good effort by the shortstop trying to get it. Trying to get it on the run, but again, threw it to first and past the first baseman. But some good hustle out there.
Now batting for Mercedes, number 11, Ryan Ruiz.
Of course, Jesse Lopez is short, but some good hustle. Was that now? Will that be considered hit or error? What's that? Error on the shortstop? Okay. All right, now the wild pitch will bring in a run, first run of the game. So, run will score. Flores comes in with the first run of the game for Mercedes on the wild pitch. And Reyes advances to third. So still just one hit in the game, since that play that got Reyes on base is considered an error. Just one hit in the game, according to my stats, for Mercedes, but now they do also have one run. Again, Reyes on base on a throwing error. Ryan Ruiz at the plate. Also has walked in the game. Two and two the count. Oh, that was close. Full count. Just missed hitting the corner. So in the fourth inning, Mercedes gets their first run. That's going to be fouled away. Again, Ruiz at bat. He's a junior. Playing right field. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike. So that ends the inning. And we have played 3.5. And it's 18-1. Weslaco in the lead. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. 18-1 is the lead.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 12, Joey Rodriguez.
And now Joey Rodriguez comes to the plate. He wears number 12. And he is a junior outfielder. Again, the pitcher who came in last inning, Marcos Gonzalez. Ball one. You want me to hit the lights? Okay. I don't know what the rule is here again. I was just talking to the score whether it needs to be the lights turned on in the press box. Some places they don't mind if you turn the lights on it because it doesn't interfere with the pitchers and batters. Some places they don't. Not quite sure of the rules here. I'll ask Coach Brown next time. Whether he, I don't know the rules. Again, I know I. And now it's 3-0. And that is going to be a shot down the left field line, back to the warning track. Ball's picked up near the 320 marker, and that is going to be a double for Rodriguez.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 15, Sean Martinez.
Sean Martinez, who's been in the game as a pinch runner and has actually scored once or twice, is now going to come to bat. Actually get a chance to bat. He's listed as a senior outfielder. So everybody getting a chance to play tonight as much as possible. They'll work through most of the lineup tonight. So Rodriguez at second. And that is going to be a strike. And was Joey also on that district? What was the name of that school again, please? Quayette Middle School. He was part of that district champion team at Quayette Middle School. Now, who was the other player that was a part of that earlier that played? Edward, okay. Edward was on that team, and so was Joey. Of course, Edward got a chance to play earlier, Edward Villa. And now Joey, listed as Jose, but they call him Joey, right? Joey Rodriguez. He was part of that district champion middle school team. And he's on second right now. Appreciate the insights from Coach Luis Nava, who is working the scoreboard tonight. 3-1 is the count. And that ball, you hear the ping on that ball, and that is going to be another hit. Runner advances to third. So the young players are coming in and making the most of their opportunities. Or I would say young. I should say the reserve players. Not all of them are young, but they are reserve players. What's that? Yeah, Sean. Yeah, Sean. Let me double check. Yeah, Sean is actually I think maybe listed as a senior, but it could be. Yeah, but again, sometimes these rosters can be wrong. But he's actually listed as a senior on the roster, so he makes the most of his opportunity. Nathan Rivas, who's been very successful tonight, is up at the plate. I believe he has about 3 hits tonight. Some for extra base. And again, he's going to hit that ball up high towards center, and it's going to be caught for the out. So we have runners at first and third now with 1 out. Rivas flies out to center.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 3, Samuel Covarrubias.
Jeremiah Reyes makes the out.
He was our standout player last year in 8th grade at Quayette. He pitched for us.
And now we have another
Yes.
batter coming in.
He's a freshman this year.
A freshman, right? And who is this now?
Sammy Covarrubias?
Sammy Camarubias. All right, so Camarubias is in, and he's just a freshman. I think he's the first freshman to see action tonight. And what's a little of his background, Coach?
He pitched for us.
He pitched in 8th grade.
8th grade
All right.
at Quayette Middle School.
At Quayar Middle, pitched at Quayar Middle School last year. All right.
He was a standout player.
Standout player. All right, thanks, Coach. Again, getting insights tonight from Coach Nava, who's working the scoreboard, involved in the middle school program. We'll see what Sammy does. And he hits it high, and that is going deep, 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 and it will be toward the wall in deep center field. It is going to be a double and scores a run. Wow. Not bad for a 9th grader, huh? Outstanding in 8th grade. Outstanding in 9th grade, it looks like. He's getting his chance, and he's making the most of it, Coach.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 14, Jacob Rodriguez.
Jacob Rodriguez comes in now, number 14. He's a very versatile player, can play third, outfield, or pitcher. He's a junior. Coach late on that swing, right? So the score is now 19-1. And we have, what, 1 run in this bottom of the 4th, right? Okay, so I want to make sure I clarify that. 0-2 the count. And that is going to be a called third strike. Yeah, that was, what kind of pitch was that there? It dropped well. Was that some kind of curve? Yeah. Nice control on that curve.
For Weslaco East, number 10, Edward Villa.
Edward Villa back again. Two outs. Ball one. So again, the younger players and the reserve players getting a chance to play tonight. Another sophomore up there. Swinging strike. He was ready to clobber that one to center field. If he got a hold of that one, that would have gone way back. I bet he wishes he had that pitch back. Another chance at it. That ball's low. 2-1. Wind up in the pitch. That ball is going to drop into center field, and that will score another run. So nice job by Villa. And Sean Martinez comes in. Again, that's probably about the third run Sean Martinez has scored, though just his first at bat, but he's been a pitch runner a couple times. So I believe he may have scored about 3 runs tonight. So Sean's been active on the base paths, even though that was the first time he scored as a result of being a batter. All right.
Now batting for Weslaco East, number 17, Jesus Grimaldo.
Jesus Grimaldo is coming up, and I have to wait for Mr. Mata, Cesar Mata, to give me the names, because we're down so far on the roster. Some of these players don't have numbers on the roster. Their names are on the roster, but they don't have numbers. So, but that's great. I mean, these are 9th graders getting in, and there's nothing wrong with it. So 20-1 now is the score. Couple runs here in the bottom of the 4th. Again, reserves, mostly playing, and younger players for Weslaco East. Swinging strike. That was a changeup? Yeah. But I'm saying, was the pitch a changeup? It looked like it was kind of, yeah. I'm talking to Coach here. Yeah, it looked like he did a nice job on that changeup. Fooled the batter. Ooh. And that's going to be a called third strike to end the inning. So after 4 complete, it is Weslaco East leading Mercedes 20-1.
Before Clarissa Renteria was a dentist, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a cheerleader, played softball, and started college early through the dual enrollment program. She graduated from UTPA before earning her degree from the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. Now she is Dr. Renteria, creating beautiful smiles at Professional Dental Group. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dr. Clarissa Renteria, WISD was the right choice.
Devon Soto is the young man that came in the first inning to play shortstop after the collision that sent 2 players out, including the starting shortstop, Daniel Olivares. And later on, he was called in to pitch for a while, too. So Soto's been a busy young man. And so what are some of the, Coach, what are some of the changes on the field right now? What's that? Who's? Okay, Joe Rodriguez at third. Okay, and what are any other changes that you can note as far as field? All right, we'll try to note them as we can, but we do know that Joey Rodriguez has come in to play third. Has batted, of course, but now he's playing third. As we see substitutions in the field, Javier Garza, of course, started at third base. And now the count is, I believe, 2-1. And we are again in the top of the 5th. 2-2 is the count. We'll have to find later about the background of Jared Perez as a pitcher. We'll get to see what he does. And he is listed as a pitcher on the roster, so again, he's listed as a pitcher among his skills besides being an infielder. And that is a swinging strike. So he gets a strikeout there. Strikes out Soto.
Now batting for Mercedes, number 12, Marcos Gonzalez.
Marcos Gonzalez gets his first at bat. He came in, remember, as the third pitcher of the ball game after Soto and also Galvan. And that is ball one. Fouled back. 1-1. High. 2-1. So we thought that maybe tonight Balboa would go from catcher to pitcher, but again, maybe because of the score, they've just decided to keep him in as catcher. 2-1 the 3-1 the count. Full count. So let's see how Jared does in this situation. And that is a called strike on the outside corner. Nice job.
Ladies and gentlemen, you must exit the facility immediately after game. There is to be no gatherings or co-mingling after the game. Now batting for Mercedes, number 5, Sam Longoria.
Sam Longoria now at bat. He got the hit to start off the game. That's outside. And again, I believe that's the only hit of the game for Mercedes. They've got on base on errors and walks, but I don't believe any other hits. Two and 0 the count. So 3-0. See if Longoria can get to base again. He does. 4 straight balls.
Now batting for Mercedes, number 8, John Rosales.
John Rosales comes in, number 8. He came into the ball game after the collision in the first inning. Playing the outfield. And a throw to first. Almost gets the runner, but he's back. Strike one. And again, runner back on first. So 1-1's the count. Or actually 0-2, okay. 2 strikes. One and 2. Catcher trying to keep that runner close at first. A lot of snap throws to first from the catching position. Perez steps off the mound. Getting a lot of encouragement from the fans. And that is going to be a called strike. And that is going to be the ball game. Looks like, yeah, that's going to be it. So, all right, so that is the ball game. It is now over after 4.5 innings. Final score, Weslaco East over Mercedes 20-1. Weslaco East goes to 4-0 in district play, and Mercedes drops to 2-3. For my crew over here, our on-site producer Val Zamora and Vinny Barry, our videographer, I'm Scott Harrison, wishing you a good evening from Weslaco East High School. This has been a K-West production.